Away we go, Zach. Appreciate the time, man.
Problem, man.
So, what's your day like?
Uh, I mean, it was a long one for sure. Just waiting and waiting and waiting to, someone was going to, take a shot. So I mean, it was a long wait game, but it finally happened. So, I'm just happy.
Isn't the universe kind of interesting? Like, you take your visit to Utah,
Yeah.
fall in love with the place on a snowmobile. You've told
Yeah.
that story on our networks before, and now here you are going back to the snow.
I mean, you get what you get. Honestly, I think it's gonna be very fun. Buffalo is definitely gonna be definitely just a big difference from just Miami and then Utah in itself. Just being in that city and trying to embrace those fans and the entire culture there. So, I think it's going to definitely be just a really good experience for me.
When you think back to you coming out of high school in South Florida and making a decision to go out on your own and not go to the U and not go to where everybody thought you were going to go, what did that decision do for you to mature yourself and prepare yourself for an opportunity now entering the NFL?
Just honestly, man, like just maturing and growing up, not having, your family there that when you do something wrong or, if you're down, something like that, you can just fall back on them. I had to really just mature and grow, kind of by myself, even though I have my teammates and my coaches. But, some things, you have to go through by yourself. So being out there really gave me a chance to go through pretty much, all my ups and downs, by myself and, just learn how to, weather the storm.
When you were at your lowest, what did you learn about yourself?
That I always have to think about everything that's positive and, continue to always strive for that positive. Bad things don't always last. I think one thing that will always stay with me, at my time for Utah is Coach Wood always saying, adversity only visits the strong, but only it stays with the weak. I think that's something that I always live by. And, when you're down, I think that's something that definitely a quote that you should keep close to you.
You returned for a senior year, in your words, because you wanted to leave a legacy. You did that.
Yeah.
What is that peak memory for you at Utah in your senior year?
Honestly, man, I've said it. Just winning, 8 games in a row with that group of guys, and going in to the facility day by day, week by week, hour by hour, just knocking it out, man. Just really grinding to get back to that Pac-12 championship game. Wish we would have won, but I think just besides anything I've ever done, just those moments of when you look back on all the 6:30s, all the the meetings and all the paper and all that type of stuff. All the little things you just really relish in it a lot more.
So what about that experience do you think sold the Buffalo Bills on drafting you tonight?
I think they felt they were going to get a guy, very mature, always done the right things on and off the field, never been in any trouble and things like that. Coming from a really good program, the way Coach Whittingham runs it. So I think they definitely are going to get someone that's going to come in and work every single day, because that's all I know.
Did you think that was going to be the place that you'd end up?
Uh, I thought it would be probably, probably Arizona with the 72nd pick and stuff like that. But, them or Dolphins at 70. So, I was kind of surprised, that I got that far down and stuff like that. So when I seen, Buffalo coming up, I just remember, all the conversations I had with them before and after the combine. So I just knew, me and the Coach Skipper, the running back coach there, just had a really good connection. So I knew, I said, all right, if I'm here still, they're definitely going to take me. So I'm just really happy it was them. I really was able to make a bond with the coach, and I'm just really ready to get there and go to work.
So what happens in your mind from 70 to 86? Like, does this chip just continue to grow?
Oh, it grows from as soon as not the first back taken. I can't think 8 guys or 9 guys taken in front of me. So it's definitely going to be a chip there. There's always going to be a chip there, if I was the first bat taken. I definitely think it grows. I just want to make sure that I come out there and be the best player I can be each and every day, and just trying to, mature and be the best teammate at the same time.
So what was the phone call like when you got it from the Bills?
It was like, 6 different people just all introducing themselves at one time. You're just trying to say thank you, appreciate it, this way, this way, this way. But it's something that you won't ever forget, just watching that phone vibrate with the call ID. We're not even from Buffalo. It's from a different place, honestly. So you just, all the nerves, your stomach dropping. It's definitely something that you'll remember, man. I think every time that phone rings, that's something I'll always remember.
And we got to get to know your mom a little bit on the Pac-12 networks. We interviewed her the night you became Utah's leading rusher. I remember Lewis Johnson with her in the stands. Was she sitting next to you? Was she listening in? Is this thing on speakerphone?
So they had us do this where we had, the Bose headphones on. So I couldn't, put it out there on the speakerphone, so while I'm on the phone talking, no one around me really knew who exactly it was. So once I got off the phone, then I was able to tell them, like, all right, it's the Bills. And everyone's like, okay, here we go.
What did your mom say?
She didn't say much, she just said it's cold. So I think it's going to be a good experience. It's going to be good for me. I'm a little bit closer to home this go around. Being in New York, I know 2 of the guys on the team, from South Florida and stuff like that. So it's definitely going to be very, very good for me.
I love that. We love the Pac-12 alums like Matt Barkley and Star Lotulelei and others that are on that roster. You're an intellectual. You study the game. What do you think's going on with the running back position with guys not getting picked early in the draft like they have when you were growing up?
I think, just the wear and tear on guys' bodies. The league is, trying to get guys at a lesser value and things like that. So I think, the guys that's coming up and, our job is to just continue to, show why we are, way more value than, teams give us and all that type of stuff that goes into it. But, get under control the controllables. So that's the only way I look at it.
Well, there's one thing that we know is that this team that you grew up with at Utah is extremely tight. So I got to ask, was there a text thread going? Because you, Julian Blackmon, Jalen Johnson gets picked earlier in the day. What is the conversations like?
Oh, man. I mean, I wasn't even able to – I'm on the phone while Julian gets picked 85 to the Colts right before me. So I glanced at the TV and I'm able to see it, but I'm not even able to really have a reaction. But, seeing, him, Jalen go earlier in the day, and then Terrell a few picks after me, it's just really great. I know the grind that those guys went through, before they got here, before they got to Utah and things like that, and the work they put in each and every day, on off the field and the school work and all that type of stuff. So it's definitely, just a blessing. I'm happy that those guys got to, experience this as well. We got a few more guys that we need to get off the board and stuff like that so that they can make their families and their dream come true.
I agree with that. 4 picks in the first 3 rounds of school record at Utah. Safe to say you did a pretty good job. So speaking of, before you begin your next job tomorrow, what are you doing to celebrate with the family right
now? Man, honestly, we got, just 2K going, video games, some music and things like that. Everything's just really good right now, man. It's just a really good time. It's just a really good moment to be in. It's all surreal right now. You really don't understand how much and, how crazy this all is right now. But it's definitely just really good to be here. And just being able to share this with my family out here.
Yeah, well, the Moss and the Utah staff and that program is going to miss you. So as you depart one program and begin with another, what's a final message you want to give to the Utah Utes and the fans of you as you get going to Buffalo?
They haven't seen the best of me yet. I'm going to continue to always strive for greatness. I'm always forever indebted into Utah for everything on and off the field that has given me, and definitely just giving me this opportunity.